What point do you decide in modeling that you think you can be an actor, that you want to be an actor?
I was getting into probably around the 8-year mark, and I was seeing my work slowly, slowing down a little bit. Fashion shows, I wasn't, because I was lucky enough to pretty much do all the most of the top fashion shows for a good stretch of years. And I was finding I wasn't getting booked on some of them. And so I thought, okay, what do I do? Do I go back and finally get my GED? Do I had some interest in maybe, this is kind of at the birth of like Fashion File and MTV.
Like VJs and things like that? Like
VJs, but I think Molly Sims was doing something on MTV, and there was, so I was thinking it was maybe like a correspondent reporter type thing.
Yeah.
And so I did a couple things. I did a couple of segments for Fashion File. And then I quickly realized, no, I actually like being in front of the camera, not like, you know. And so then I thought, well, why don't I take an acting class? Because not that I did commercials, but I did some beauty commercials. And they were usually just booked straight. Like I didn't, but I thought, just let me try. And I got myself by chance into, I called around to a few, and one answered, and they said, well, we actually just had somebody drop out. It's an advanced on-camera class, but somebody just dropped out, and they start like on Monday, and this was a Friday. They needed to fill the slot.
Yeah.
And he goes, can you come in tomorrow and just audition this one little scene? And I knew nothing what I was doing, but I went in, and I got the slot. I got the spot, probably because they needed to fill it because it started that night. Or I went in on the Monday morning. And I had never thought about acting. I grew up without a television. I didn't know anything about it. And I went to this class. It was a 4-hour class, and I was terrified. But I left that class exhilarated. And I'd also never been to therapy at that point, but I went home and I said to my boyfriend, Ryan, at the time, because I was still with that guy, Ryan, that I remember, okay, back to the Sly for a second. I have nothing but good things to say about Sly, by the way. But I remember being in Miami, and I had just sort of been finishing hanging out with Sly. And I'd started dating this kid in New York, Ryan, and he lived in Florida. So we went down to Florida, and I remember being in this Jeep we had rented, open air Jeep. And I see beside us like Sly pulling up, and I slunk down in the Jeep to the footboard so nobody could see me.
Like literally down. Did Ryan think you were insane?
He knew, and I was like, I don't want anybody to see me. Da, da, da.
You were the only woman in the world that would hide from Sly Stallone, who had been wooing her, and you were
to date a model with a male model with like a struggling career. No, but again, it's never been about that. Like I knew the thing with Sly was not anything serious. It was just, it was fun for both of our parts. Anyway, past that.
Did Sly ever like go, Tricia, while you were having sex?
I can't remember. I don't think so. But I was going to say something and I can't.
Did he ever wake up in the morning, throw on a gray sweatsuit and say, I'm going to go for a run? And then like you hear like Eye of the Tiger start playing. Like, did he have like, soundtracks like that he like got him going?
No, I don't remember that. I do remember him teaching me some good workout tricks. Like we'd work out and he'd show me.
It doesn't surprise me.
How to work out well. He'd show me some nutrition stuff, even though I was a good eater anyway, but he would show me like his regimen, in the morning it was about health and also showed me a really good work ethic. I already had one from my family, but
he works his ass off.
Yeah.
He works his ass off.
And he has a beautiful family now and all that. So again, I have nothing to say about that, but it was a funny note. We were talking about, what was it, Miami?
We were talking about Ryan in Miami and driving, and we were talking about.
How did we get there?
We got there because we were talking about acting and how you got into acting and taking an acting class, getting into the acting class, falling, and you went home and you called your boyfriend Ryan.
Oh, right. I hadn't been in therapy at that point.
Yes.
And how did go to there.
Because acting is therapy.
Yes, acting is therapy, but I hadn't been to therapy yet. But I literally went home from that first class and I went, I feel like just open and I feel like exhilarated and I couldn't stop talking a mile a minute. And I said, I feel like I've been in therapy or something. Like I just feel like I've released something.
Right.
And I just fell in love with it. And I continued to model, but took their advanced on-camera class once or twice. And then they asked me to get into their master techniques class. So I did that. And it was night classes. So at that point, I would pretty much stop doing fashion shows. I still did overseas trips and things, but so I wasn't there for all the classes, but I would try and definitely attend when I was there. And it was only about a year and a half, and then I was like, I'm done. I'm moving to...
And you moved to LA.
Yeah.